Welcome, people.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, 33.
It's happy hour time. Let's go.
Clearly.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see I'm busy double parked at the moment. Even Marcel's double parked. He's the only one.
I'm not double parked, but I've got a nice, pretty green thing that looks really healthy for me.
Well, yeah. Well, listen, ladies and gents, welcome to episode 33, that is, of the Hodlnots Happy Hour Hangout. And as you might have known in the little write-up, the preamble around this episode, we're talking about all things pair, all right? Pairings, DeFi pairings, and so forth. So it's a little like the theme, and there are a few very much out of the box things around the studio today that our creative little elf has been putting together. Wendy's still trying to figure out the pairing in front of her. Is it a pairing?
I've got issues with what's sitting in front of me. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's disturbing, to say the least. You do not put brekkie pancakes on top of spare ribs. That's what it looks like to me, unless I've got it wrong. I'm sorry, but fill me in, creator of the food platter.
Well, before Vicky does reveal all the secrets, I mean, all right, so we're talking about pairs and play on the words of pair. All right, so it's not necessarily it's not necessarily the pairing of pancakes and spare ribs, but we're going to be chatting about a bunch of these things today in this episode. We even see what's over your left shoulder there, Wendy.
A cactus, a pear cactus.
Okay,
the other
that's
left.
your right shoulder, right? So that's your right shoulder. The other shoulder.
Oh, it depends on which way you're looking. There's a pear in between us.
Sure, pears.
And there's pears all over the place.
Yeah.
Is that what you're looking for? And that must be a pear drink I have.
It is a pear drink.
A pear drink. Okay, that sounds good, actually.
Okay, all right. But over that other shoulder, do you see that little fluffy little thing there? It ties
unicorn?
It ties in with the pancakes. Mm-hmm. Let's see if people
unicorn pancakes. No, you've lost me totally now. Sorry. No.
We'll be getting into that. There are a couple of things in front of me, obviously, besides the pair of wine glasses.
Tools.
Sure. All right, but what do you use them for? All right.
Teddy bear slippers?
Yeah. Pair of little... What are they? Little bears, Vix? Little bear slippers?
They are they're a pair of bear slippers.
A pair of bears.
A pair of bears.
Okay.
Those are cute.
All right. So there's a tire behind me. Can anybody figure out the tire? Can anybody figure out the play on the word with these tools in front of me? Pop it in the Q&A section.
I don't know, but I'm thinking it's pretty cool if we got Hodlnot tires. I mean, our brand's really getting out there. I've never heard of Hodlnot tires.
They're amazing. Get a patent on those and start producing them. All right.
I'm kind of liking it.
I don't creative little fairy has done really, really well. We've got prickly pears, and let's see if yes. And Mr. Amadeus, you should be very happy to see that we've included something there just for you as well.
Yes, begrudgingly, I included that, Richard, for you.
We got chirped 2 weeks ago on the last episode that we didn't include one of the Hodlnots mascots, and go Team Blue. But anyway, speaking of going, let's see if anybody's really thinking outside the box here today. Why is there a tire behind me? How's it tie in with the theme of pairings today? The tools in front of me, a little bit of a play on word as well. And then we've also got other things around there. Something on the dartboard. Let's try to figure it out. But anyways, pop it in there, see if you can figure it out. Marius, thank you for joining us today. Special guest. We're going to be chatting all things DeFi and pairings. Wendy's going to delve into that as well. Speaking about pairings, most of the time we do trade USDT over in the den and within Bitcoin Trade and Forecast as well, amongst a variety of signals as well that we offer. And Marcel's going to be covering some of those pairings of the USDT and coins. Those have been harvesting and yielding and grabbing some of those trades over in the den shortly. Then followed by Marius. And Marius is going to delve more into a DeFi, but more specifically the Bitcoin Trade and Forecast utility token. That's BTAF token. So we're going to be hearing more about that and some other insights. Looking forward to that. And Wendy, will be then taking us through some of these BNB and Ethereum and other such DeFi pairings that are available to trade as well. Exciting. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Cool. Well, Marcel, over to you.
Thanks, John. Yes, let's have a look what happened in the den over the last 2 weeks. So I've changed the format a bit.
There you go. Okay, sorry, it was a delay.
Yeah, sorry. I did change the format slightly. I basically added more or included more detail from the post that we seen it then from our members. So this was the week after our last hangout session. Coins like Strax did very well, VIC did well, OXT did well. Here was a 14%. Here someone grabbed audio, went in and out 3 times. So they scalped it 3 times, bought and sold 3 times. Here was a nice big one on this coin on MEXC, made 25% in minutes. So that's always great. So all in all, this was a good week. Another one here, quick in and out on people. VIC, there was 8%, 14% there on OXT. SYN, what was there? There was 2. They included 2 from Strax. We had some good scalps on that coin as well. So all in all, I think it was a good week in the Denders. It's certainly a lot better than the previous update. So let's have a look at this last week. For the week ending the 28th, we also had some nice coins pop off, especially CVP. I think the whole den grabbed everything that they could on CVP. So that was quite good. Here someone grabbed almost 10%. Here was another 5% in a matter of minutes. So remember, for those of you that are not familiar of how we trade in Hodlnots, is we are scalpers. So we scalp on the 1 minute time frame. So we buy into a crypto coin and we sell it literally within minutes. And so we need to know how to read the charts. We also learn it or teach it in the course. And yeah, we look for the right opportunities, set our alerts, and then we pounce, and then we grab a couple of percentages, and then we sell out again. Here was another 7% on WSDM, another CVP one. Here was 5% from QKC. CTXC, also a good one. We trade that one a lot. We had some RAD, we had some alt. What else did we have? A whole bunch of CVPs included. I think what the important thing here is the community. If someone spots a coin, everyone can profit. Like you see here, I think it was this one. Someone got the call fairly late, but just jumped in at the last minute and grabbed 3% of CVP. So that is quite cool to see. And that's it from the den side, John.
That's very cool. While you've got that up there, Marcel,
yeah,
I was looking at the previous updates as well, and it's great to see that the BB Rider's been really, really effective of late. Oh, it's always effective. But yeah, we're busy with the course at the moment, and because of the BB Rider, and I was looking at it. We were teaching the current students on the Hodlnots Scalp Trading Foundational course, and we were showing them paper trading. And the market wasn't looking great, and pulled up the BB Rider, and a whole bunch of these signals were firing in that I didn't even see. And here we can see people using the BB Rider in the den to grab these trades, which is really amazing. And like you said as well, it's also the power of the community. You were talking about QKC in this last update, and this was on Sunday. Now coins don't generally run on Sundays. I mean, over the weekends a bit slower. But QKC ran 70-80%. And I saw it pop up. I was doing a bit of work and I saw it pop up onto my watch list, this, head and shoulders above everything else. And I looked in the den, and I think there were 2 of our community members in there, and they were calling it and trading it. It was amazing to see. And I quickly grabbed that 5%. It was just amazing to see that at any point, at any time. And like you were saying, we jump in, we get out after a couple of minutes, and our USDT is safe and back in our pocket. It is really, really amazing, this community and our BB Rider and all of, not only the learning, but yeah, everybody having eyes on. It's really awesome. Thanks, Marcel.
Exactly. If you know what to look out for in the chart, you can make that calculated decision to grab a couple of percentages at the end of the run. I think the more you spend time on the charts and get familiar with what we're looking for when the coins run, for lack of a better word, the easier it gets.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's time in front of the charts. And yeah, we're actually going to also touch base with how the course is going in a short while. We're going to hear from Marius up first, but we're in the second week of the July Hodlnots Scalp Trading and Foundational course. Got a great bunch of very smart students. And yeah, we're actually getting into very close to our target chase very soon, which is happening next week. But yeah, we're starting to show them how to use the exchanges. We've done all this paper trading and getting into the fun, exciting part shortly, and we'll probably touch base with Vicky and myself. We'll just have a quick check-in with that. But Marius, we're going to delve into something a little different, and we've had you on the show before here on the Hodlnots studio, and we've talked about a number of things. And it is important to be talking about DeFi, talking about BTAF token, and a couple of very important other things. So thank you for being here. Away you go.
Yeah, thank you very much, John. So Wendy asked me, and you guys asked me just to come and talk quickly about why is the BTAF token regarded as a DeFi project. So it's actually really simple. I just quickly wrote up about 7 points, and I'll just quickly show them here so that people can actually go through that with me. Now, the first thing that many people need to understand is, what is DeFi? People hear about it. They go like, what is DeFi? D, capital D, normally a small e then a F, a capital F, like what you see there, DeFi. That's basically stands for decentralized finance. Now, to dumb it down and make it very easy, because for me, I need to understand things really easy. It's simply cutting out the middleman. That's it. So when you pay somebody now, let's say you live in South Africa and you need to pay somebody in America, what has to happen is you need to go to your bank, log in through the bank's website. You need to get their approval. They would give you a certain code, and that code is the code that you use to pay the person, let's say in America. Then the American bank gets that. It's normally called the SWIFT code. That SWIFT code then aligns up with the bank. Then there's another middleman there. They can at any time block and stop that money or hold it. This is the problem, guys. They can keep it. You know, if you cannot provide where that money comes from, and in the future, it's going to get a lot more difficult. As a matter of fact, let me say this, John. It's not going to get difficult in the future. It's already difficult. If we were talking about 10 years ago now and I did this presentation, I would have said, guys, in 10 years from now, it's going to become very difficult to send money. Guys, we are here. You know, we cannot even send money to people in America over $1,000. Let allow 10,000. If it's $10,000, you will struggle. You will struggle. And then it's not just, hey, I'm going to be very clever and smart. I'm going to send it in lots of $1,000 or 999. If they see a continuous amount of money coming in, that third party is going to intervene. They're going to let the Inland Revenue know, or the IRS, or whoever the taxman is in that country, and they're going to look into this, and then you've got a lot of paperwork to fill in. Can you see where this thing is going? So Satoshi Nakamoto, whoever that person is, way back in 2008, developed Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin is not a DeFi project. Remember this now. The difference between DeFi and Bitcoin is basically that Bitcoin is built on its own, ecosystem, its own blockchain. That's where it lies. Now, these days, you can use a third party to go and stake Bitcoin and still make money, but you're not effectively really doing the staking on Bitcoin as what you can do with DeFi. But if you look at the first thing here, so DeFi, basically, we cut out the middleman. I can send you, John, BTAF tokens immediately. You've got them like within seconds. We never had a middleman. There's nobody to watch you, nobody to check you, nobody to stop you. Whatever you do with that BTAF tokens, you can do whatever you want. You can now go and spend it on a global ecosystem anywhere in the world, wherever we grow. And remember, guys, this is the infant stages now. In 10 years, 20 years from now, imagine where the BTAF token will be. We're not declining, we're growing. Little bit at a time, step at a time. How do you climb 1,000 steps? Is what the monks normally say, step by step. And as you grow, the value increases as well. You know, the usability will increase, more people will use it, etc., etc. Now, the first thing, if you look at the BTAF token, is that we are a decentralized governance, if you really look at that. Point number 1 and point number 5 really goes together, but I'm just going to stick here quickly. Governance is where we as a team, we govern the token. We are looking after you. We will protect you. And guys, the team that I'm working with, I will tell you this in all honesty, I have never had so much faith in people. You know, we are governing it together. No single person can make a decision on their own. It just cannot happen. Unless everybody approves it, we make decisions. And when we make decisions, we make it for the benefit of you. And we're going to come back to community development quickly shortly. But the BTAF token is the economic activity token for bitcointaf.com and a global ecosystem. Now, since we started in 2016, we've made a tremendous income. And that income, if you look at what will happen with cryptos over the next 10, 20 years, will be, you know, Bitcoin TAF will just keep on growing. And when we grow, the BTAF token grows as well. Look at what happened this last, let's say, 7 days. In 2008, when the first Bitcoin conference happened in New York, there was 123 people at that conference. Look what happened a week ago or over this weekend. A former president of the United States walked up on stage and attended the Bitcoin conference and spoke to thousands of people. Imagine this now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. And this is why the BTAF token and all coins that are built on the DeFi network, if they're honest, they're ethical, they've got a use case, they are going to grow. Like us, we are growing, we keep growing. Now, BTAF token holders can transact with each other on a global scale. I just mentioned that I can send anybody here on this call BTAF tokens. It's like a text message. You've got it instantly. We effectively cut out the middleman. The second thing about a DeFi project is the staking ability as well as the yield. Now, I just want to talk about the staking facility and not the yield. Many of you know that you can go and stake and get rewards. You can literally go and get an API or APR per year. It's kind of like a reward that you get for staking your tokens being part of the BTAF network as part of the DeFi project. Then we look at cross-chain compatibility. The BTAF token is designed to operate across multiple blockchains. And you'll see that in the future, although we are built on the BNB blockchain, you will be able to transact because it's virtual machine operable, that you'll be able to transact vice versa through Ethereum. And I've seen some of that information come through where it's so easy to basically take your Ethereum and buy BTAF tokens and vice versa, sell your BTAF tokens into Ethereum. That's coming. So you have to remember that we are in the infant stages where the coding that we are writing and developing has never, ever done before. It's kind of like the Wild West in a good sense, and we are redeveloping everything new. Then you look at security and transparency. When we decided as a team, where are we going to build the BTAF token on which blockchain? Is it going to be Solana? Is it going to be Ethereum? Is it going to be Binance? We eventually decided on Binance. So we build it there as a DeFi project so that we can take advantage of BNB. Now, at that time point, a year and a half, 2 years ago, when we launched on BNB, BNB was not the most popular, exchange in the world and not the popular blockchain. But we had a bit of foresight and we saw that in the future, what will happen is that Binance will get back into America. And you see now that the SEC in this week or last week, that they have dropped all the cases against, I believe it's Solana, Ethereum Classic, and a whole bunch of other cryptos. So they're dropping that. And what's going to happen in the future, although they banned Binance from getting back into America, Binance will go back in America and will become the strongest crypto. We saw that and we decided to act on our data. And you'll see that the price of BNB is going to go to 7,000 for one single BNB. Mark my words, it will happen. So security and transparency for us was really one of the paramount issues, and that's why we build it on the blockchain of Binance. I think Binance, BNB, is one of the most secure blockchains in the world. Then, as I said, yeah, the decentralized governance, when you go back here and you look at decentralized exchanges, the DEXs, you look at the BTAF tokens listed on decentralized exchanges. If you go here with me, with my mouse here, you can see that PancakeSwap is our decentralized exchange. Now, you have to remember, decentralized is not Bitmart. Bitmart is a centralized exchange because there's KYC, there's government oversight, but we've given you the option to buy directly from us as the company. If you go to BTAF token, go.io, you go here to the right, click on buy BTAF. You can buy directly from us as the company, decentralized. You get the same amount of tokens, you create a support ticket, boom, there you go. Your BTAF tokens is there, then we can teach and train you how to stake it. Or you can go and buy it on PancakeSwap, or if you have got USDT or Bitcoin or anything like that, you can send it from your exchange to Bitmart. You open an account there, and you can buy it on Bitmart, convert it into USDT, and then you buy it in Bitmart. And then the two last points that I just quickly want to get onto before I'm going to get into BTAF token and just quickly give you an update of BTAF token as well as what Bitcoin is going to do. You need to see what Bitcoin is going to do, what I believe, especially for people here that are doing scalp trading. The community driven. In the future, the development and direction of the BTAF token project will be guided by community input. If you have an X number of BTAF tokens, let's say 50,000 or more, we're going to come back to you, let's say in about a year from now, maybe earlier. And we're going to say, let's create a group, and we bring people in that group. And then as a group, we're going to make decisions about governance, about how do we drive the project? What developments do we do? Are we going to go and create a payment system, for example? I'm just hinting to certain things there, you know. We are busy with getting a financial license for BTAF token. Whether we're going to get it or not is up to, you know, we'll see what happens there. But there's a lot of things that we are working on, plenty of stuff that I wish I can tell you. But these things take a lot of time, a lot of effort just to get government approval and getting those licenses. Are we going to expand? And this brings us here to the ecosystem. The BTAF token is part of a growing ecosystem that includes partnerships, integrations with other DeFi projects, expanding its use case and applications. For example, are we going to go and create a payment system? Are we going to incorporate with other payment systems? Are we going to go and launch the BTAF token on other websites that also do what we do, where you can take the BTAF token and pay for subscriptions, certain products? Are we going to launch that potentially on, you know, betting websites, you know, where people bet, where people do things on websites, where they play games? You know, these things are going to explode, and we cannot exclude ourselves from that growing ecosystem, the expansion. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go quickly here to the BTAF token, and then I'm going to show you what Bitcoin is going to do directly after this. Now, we are fortunate enough, one of the very few coins, you can see here we bottomed here. Most coins are trading about here. I kid you not. Go and have a look at Theta, for example. Theta bottomed and is trading at 1.4. And it bottomed at 0.9, let's say $1. So Theta is up 80, 90%. But look what's happening with the BTAF token. Now, if you look at the BTAF token and you compare this even with BNB, I'm not going to do it now, but I'll just give you an indication. If you go right from this bottom here and you go right up to the top there, that top where it was, that's a 1,000, what is that? 1,283%. I believe that BNB has made about 300%. So the BTAF token, although it runs on the blockchain of BNB and follows the chart pattern of BNB, is outperforming BNB. Now, please remember that when I talk about this, the BTAF token is a DeFi project. It's not intended really to work out the price here. We're not a financial instrument, okay? So I'm not enticing you to buy. It's just a caveat. Just read what it says here on the bottom, because we don't really want to promote this as, hey, buy this, you can make a lot of money. We're not doing that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you quickly, according to my algorithm data in bitcointaf.com, we show that we will go to a top there, a top there, a down cycle here, a massive breakout here past that point, we can actually move that arrow on. And we're basically now in the next phase of a down cycle and the next phase of a breakout. So what will happen here is, if you look at where we are here, that arrow is about there. In terms of algorithm data, remember, these are mathematical equations. Now, what has happened here, pay close attention here. You get this multi-swing upwards. Can you see what happened there? Can you see what happened here? Can you see what's about to happen? Please remember, read the data here. We're not promoting it as a price. Let's have a look quickly what Bitcoin is going to do. Then I'm going to hand over to you, John.
Perfect.
All you need to look at is the Bitcoin CME futures. CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. What happens here is, let me just zoom in. I've got it here on the 4 hour. I'm going to go back to Friday, 12 here. On Friday, 12 o'clock, midday, between midday to 3 o'clock, all around the world, there were orders placed. And those orders came there on a Friday. And many of these were short orders, meaning they expected that the market, when it opens on Monday, is going to drop. On Saturday, the day after they placed the orders, you all saw what happened with Donald Trump. He stood there, he moved his head with 1 inch, bullet passed through his ear, boom. He did not die. Instead of the market dropping, and we've got all this data in long-term trade where we spoke about this is going to happen, and by supernatural intervention, the market's going to go upwards. And look what happened. On Monday, when the market opened, market didn't drop, and those people were caught with their pants down. So now what has to happen, or what happened, is that the market opened higher, and their short orders, not just in Bitcoin, across the board, guys. You look at some stocks, world stocks, that also got shorted. So somebody had the inside info. Now, we're not here to talk about politics, but I want to show you what's going to happen potentially in Bitcoin, because this will help you, what I'm going to show you now, especially in scalp trading. So what has happened is that the market then went up into a form of a rising wedge. Now, normally what happens is that these positions must be closed. If it doesn't close in the next week or 10 days, they're going to lose all their money here. And there's about $1.3 billion lying in Bitcoin that they will lose if the market now suddenly turns around and just go upwards. So my expectation is here, if you are trading scalp trading, very important to look at where do you enter. Enter when we have a vertical drop down to about 58,000. Then what happens is the market turns the bottom here, and then it goes up. This is just an idea. It may not play out, but I can tell you I have seen this in the past, and I've showed Wendy as well. Every single, if you go back, I'm just going to show you one of them. Here is one, for example. This one here. Also on a Friday, market got closed. On a Friday, Monday market opened higher. What happened is they had to run the market up, rising wedge, okay? Drop the market. And look where they dropped it into, just so that they can close their positions there. And then suddenly the market goes up. I'm not going to show you the other ones. I don't want to take up too much time here. But for us that are doing scalp trading, I love doing it. I love doing day trading. Scalp trading is brilliant. I just made some money today with trading some coins there by using the indicator, Wendy, and you saw that, I use that. I do not trade without the indicator, the hodl fire. So what I'm saying here is expect maybe some form of a drop here, 200 MA, maybe again, just a consolidation and then perhaps a pullback. Other than that, maybe just a vertical drop down. So that said, over to you. Thank you very much, John.
That is amazing. Thank you for such great insight as well around so much of that, especially around DeFi itself and why it is so feasible in terms of the governance and not having to worry about third parties, etc. And our token being a utility token, a DeFi global payment solution, it is a great example of that. And we're going to be looking more into that now with Wendy, with other great examples around DeFi as well. But Marius, thank you for that. And the extra bit of information as well. Everybody on the call, I'm sure, is very appreciative of your time and your insight and your technical analysis around that. Exciting times that we're living in. We're looking forward to what's coming up next over the next 6 months, 6 years, and beyond. So exciting stuff, Wendy? Very, very exciting.
Absolutely. Thank you, Maria. Thank you for sharing all that. I get to share that every day. So I get to know what's going on. So that's really good for our scalp traders in our den and our lodge when we're calling coins. So this is really good. So let's get in. And a lot of people, when we teach how to scalp trade, we teach them how to do it the easiest way possible, and that's out of a stable coin. That's USDT. So because a stable coin doesn't move very much, it basically is pretty solid using a stable coin, and it's easy to figure out how much you're buying and how much you're selling. But there is a lot of people who are holding other coins. They're holding Bitcoin, they're holding Ethereum, they're holding could be holding SHIB, they could be holding any other coin, and they want to use that coin and trade the markets with it without having to sell it back into USDT and then trade it back into SHIB or trade it back into Bitcoin. We're going to show you a little bit about pairing. So we've had an interest in it, and so thank you for inviting me to speak about it. So I'm going to try and share a little bit of knowledge and wisdom with you on Bitcoin and other pairings and how to trade with them when you scalp trade, because most of the people on the call are scalp trading or they have an interest in it. So pairings and how to trade them using cryptocurrency, because that's what we trade. You can still do this on other forms of trading, but we specialize in cryptocurrency. So what I want to go over with you is what are trading pairs, explaining them to you a little bit and how do they work, and so that you can kind of grasp your head around. And I'm going to try and make it very simple. This is what we do on the Hodlnots course, is we simplify the process of trading, and we don't drag it out over a year's worth of trading. We teach you the basics, and we get you with live trainers to explain these things to you. So we break it down and we try and make it very simple for you to understand why trading pairs matter, and breaking down those crypto pairs and what the pros and the cons are, and why we should or shouldn't trade with Bitcoin or some other trading pair. And then I'll give you a live demo as soon as I'm done with this presentation. So what are pairings? What the pairings do is they let you exchange one asset for another. They allow for arbitrage opportunities on different exchanges. Now, we're not going to go into arbitrage, what all that consists of, but arbitrage, the very simple term, arbitrage means if you can buy Bitcoin on Binance on one exchange for a certain price, it may be a little bit higher or a little bit lower on Nexi or on Bitmart or a different exchange. So some people will buy it at one exchange at a lower price and then sell it, at another lower price on a different exchange, and then they take the difference. So that's called arbitrage, and it's very difficult to do, and you have to do it you have to be a professional basically at it, and you have to really look for those arbitrage opportunities, knowing, and most of the exchanges, the prices are going to be fairly close, but when you're working with large amounts, it does matter. So pairings, I'm going to get into the pairings now and why it matters. You have what's called a base currency and a quote currency. I'm going to keep it really simple. So if you see this Bitcoin / USDT, the first crypto in the pair is Bitcoin. That's your base. The quote currency is the second one, which is the one that we're going to be talking about. It's whatever you're paired with. So this would be when you look at this, Bitcoin is paired with USDT. If you have Bitcoin / Ethereum, Bitcoin would be paired with Ethereum, and Ethereum would be the quote currency. So the quote currency is the one that you're using to trade with. Let's just keep it real simple. The first one is the coin that you're buying. Whether you want to buy Bitcoin, whether I want to buy SHIB, whether I want to buy any other coin, I can use my USDT to buy that coin, but the first one is the coin you're buying, and the second one is the pairing or the quote currency. So in order to purchase the base currency, okay, which is Bitcoin, a trader must have the quote currency in their possession. So what does that mean? That means that if I wanted to trade only USDT, then I can only trade USD pairings if that's all I have. So if I take my money, my fiat, and I put it on an exchange and it goes into USDT, I can do all of the coins that are paired with USDT, with my USDT. It's a stable coin. Now, to trade with Bitcoin pairings, let's just say I want to buy a bunch of Bitcoin. Okay. So you would have to purchase that first, and then that becomes your quote currency that you can trade from. And then there's lots of coins that can be paired with Bitcoin that you can trade using your Bitcoin. But there are different coins on different pairings. So some pairings don't allow very many coins. And this is why USDT is the most popular, is because almost all coins can be paired with USDT. Not all of them can be paired with Bitcoin. Ethereum coins can only be paired with Ethereum and so forth. So for example, if I had $1,000 and worth of USDT, I would have to purchase Bitcoin. And we all know that Bitcoin is one Bitcoin is worth a lot more than $1,000. So now comes a little bit of confusion and a little bit of frustration trying to figure out how much Bitcoin am I going to buy or am I going to have with $1,000? So this is where it gets a little bit more complicated, and we're going to break it down for you and show you an easy way to do it. But stable coins like fiat, okay, USDT, they create a standard measure of value, which means it holds its value with stable coins, and they don't really shift in price, making it easy to trade from. But the other trading pairs are going to fluctuate in price as the market of that coin goes up and down with the quote currency. So it creates a more complicated process to figure the value against fiat. I hope I didn't lose you on that, but let's break it down a little further. So Bitcoin and Ethereum basically are two of the most popular trading pairs to use as quote currencies or pairings. The exchange will also have its own coin, which can offer big discounts if you buy it. So let's just say if you were on the Binance exchange, as Marius has explained, and you want to buy a whole bunch of BNB because you get discounted fees when you trade holding BNB, but you're holding a lot of BNB. So why don't you just trade with your BNB? So how do I do that? That's what we're going to show you how to do. And if you're on Mexi platform, they have their own coin, MX. So if you hold a certain amount, you get very reduced fees. But hey, I might have a whole bunch of Mexi coin and I might want to trade using my Mexi coin instead of USDT while I'm still holding my Mexi. So let's get into some of that. There are some other coins that have very few trading pairs that you can trade with, but there are also like meme coins, like Doge coin and Shiba Inu, SHIB. You can see the pairing of Doge. You can use SHIB to buy Doge, and you can buy Doge with SHIB and SHIB with Doge. So, but you can't buy other coins using your SHIB or your Doge. You'll have to see what coins are available, and I'll show you that on the exchange as well. But basically, we're going to use Bitcoin pairing for an example because they all work the same. You just have to trade in and you have to buy that coin that you're going to use as a trading pair. So if we took $1,000 USDT and we bought Bitcoin, we got to figure out how much Bitcoin am I going to have to work with first, okay? So the Bitcoin pricing matters. As we all know, Bitcoin price can go way up and it can go way down, but it's constantly going up and down each and every day. So that matters when you're using your Bitcoin, because we all know that $1,000 is only going to buy a fraction of a Bitcoin, just a very small amount. And what they call them is Satoshis. Basically, it's like pennies on a dollar. So when you break a dollar bill down, you have a bunch of little pennies or a bunch of little nickels or a bunch of little quarters or whatever you're using. But Satoshis are what are broken down particles of Bitcoin. So you will need a currency converter. I've added one here. There's a nice one on CoinGecko, but there are all over the place. You just have to Google them. But the one I'm using is out of CoinGecko, and it converts your USDT to Bitcoin. So if I have $1,000 worth of USDT, it will tell me today that will, at today's price of Bitcoin, that I will get 0.0151130 of Satoshis to trade with. So you need to know what the equivalence is so you can figure out how much you're trading with and how much Bitcoin you're buying on another coin, how much you have to use. So it gets a little complicated, but that's basically how you do it. Now, the quote currency can be any number of pairings. So I've taken this example here from Binance, and up at the top of Binance under your search bar, you'll have all these different pairings that you can look at. So when you go to these different ones, this one's USDT, you will see that all of the coins that you can trade using USDT pairing are all under here. And it goes, and you can take this little slider, you can slide it all the way down, but all of these coins that have /USDT, you will be able to use USDT, and you will be able to buy and sell on those particular coins. So over here, if you shuffle over through here, you can use USDT, you can use TrueUSD, you can use BNB. All of the coins will have BNB beside them. We're going to go to Bitcoin because I want to know what coins can I trade if I have a bunch of Bitcoin. What can I use? These are the coins that you can trade with. They all have BTC behind them. And so you can go down and you can use the little slider and you can see there's a bunch of coins here that you can use your Bitcoin, and you can buy that coin and you can sell it back into Bitcoin. So what a pairing basically means is if I use my Bitcoin, and let's just say I buy auction, and I decide I want to buy auction with my Bitcoin, and I want to trade auction because it's up today and it's running. So I will buy auction, I will trade it, scalp trade it. When I sell my auction, it's going to go back into the pairing I bought it with. It's going to go back into Bitcoin. Okay, when I pull up my Bitcoin and I sell it out of Bitcoin, it's going to turn right back into Bitcoin. Okay, so this is basically how, but not all pairings can trade all the coins. That's the one thing you need to understand is you may have some that you can only trade in USDT, or you can only trade some in Ethereum. So the main key to remember is that when you buy a coin with any pairing, you own that coin while you're trading it. And then when you purchase it, you need to sell it back into the coin that you're going to have and hold cryptocurrency with. Now, here's an example. If you buy Bitcoin and then use Bitcoin to buy XRP, which is going up, you trade your XRP. When you're ready to sell your XRP, it goes back into Bitcoin instead of USDT because you bought it with your Bitcoin and you're using your Bitcoin wallet. All right, so here are some of the pros and cons about using pairing. Using a quote currency other than a stable coin will fluctuate in price in the market. This is key to remember. So if the price goes up, when you sell it back into that pairing, you may get less coins. So while you may start with $1,000 worth of coins and have 0.015 of a Bitcoin, what happens if the price goes up or down means you may get less or more of Bitcoin when you sell it. So what this actually means and why is this important for scalp traders is because we work with fast time frames to make profit. And if you are using a quote currency that is going down in price when you sell out, you may be losing all the profits that you just scalped. Because why? You're going to turn it back into Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin is going down in price, you're losing all that profit that you just made. Alternatively, using a pairing that is rising in price means that when you get your profit off of a coin that you traded and it goes back into Bitcoin, if Bitcoin's on the move up, you're making money when it's sitting in Bitcoin, when it's back in Bitcoin. You'll be making a lot more than if it was sitting in USDT. So those are the pros and the cons, basically. And we just want to thank you for coming and letting me teach you a little bit about pairings. But I'm going to stop there and I'm going to share my screen with you. And I'm just going to show you basically. So here we go. Everybody should be able to see my screen now.
Yep.
Can you see my Binance screen?
We can indeed.
Okay, so you can see here, this is a very simple platform. I use the old, outdated, probably platform. I don't use the pro screens. because I've always traded on these and they work for me. I'm very simple and I like to keep it simple. So right here, you have all of the coins here, and they've changed this platform around a little bit, but you can see what's trading today, and you can see what coins are right here. And these are all USDT because I'm using, it's underlined here, the USDT pairing. But let's say, for example, keep moving over until you find Bitcoin. And I want to look at these and I'm like, oh, okay. This one in the Bitcoin pairing seems to be going up a little bit more. So maybe I want to trade it out of the Bitcoin pairing. So let's just say that I want to trade TRB out of Bitcoin. Well, I went ahead and put $100 on this trading account that I have. So if I wanted to buy this, if I want to trade Bitcoin pairing on TRB and not USDT, I have to first have Bitcoin. So what I have to do here is I'm just going to buy $50 right now of Bitcoin. So what you have to do is you have to put this on Bitcoin. So while I'm looking at TRB, you can see I'm in the TRB coin. You have to make sure that you're in Bitcoin. You know, this is the coin that you're going to buy. Now, I have to go to the Bitcoin USDT pairing because all my money is sitting in a USDT wallet. Okay, so I have to get it into Bitcoin first to be able to trade out of the Bitcoin pairing. So once I get to Bitcoin, I have it up here. This is what I like to look at first, is where is the price of Bitcoin? Because I want to make sure that Bitcoin is going up or down when I'm trading it. When I sell it, I need to get out of it right away if it's going down in price, so I don't lose the profits that I make. But right now, it's all good because I'm going to go ahead and buy $50 worth of Bitcoin. So I'm going to mark it buy so that I can get in really quick. And you can see I just bought. And now what $50 of Bitcoin gave me is now sitting in this wallet at 0.000751114. That's $50 worth. If you wanted to check it, you go over here to CoinGecko and I can put in here $50 and it will give me this amount of Bitcoin. Now it's a little different because I had to pay transaction fees. Okay. And every converter is going to be a little bit different with the market value of the price, but this one works really good and I can check it really quick. And then I can flip back here. And now I have Bitcoin. So what I do is I go over to the Bitcoin pairing over here and let's go back here. And now I'm going over to Bitcoin and I do the change. I can see what's at the top of the market on the Bitcoin chart. So all of these are now paired with Bitcoin. So if I wanted to buy some TRB, I click on that. I can see TRB has been going up today. It's been a great coin. This is why we scalp trade. We're up 12, 15% from way down here where it started earlier today. And this is in minutes. Okay. So because we do trade on the minutes and this is what we teach. But now if I wanted to buy this coin right here, now my Bitcoin wallet is here because that's what I'm paired with. This is the one that the wallet that we're using is Bitcoin. So now if I want to buy TRB, I have to decide how much I want to buy. Well, I know that I have $50 in there. So if I want to use 25, I can just use it on the slider. Or I can go back to the Gecko and I can figure out what $25 is. If I'm only going to, whatever amount of money that I'm going to be trading with, I'm going to put it in there. Okay. So I'll put it in the total Bitcoin amount is what you have to know to what to trade, or you can go by 25%, 50%. And I already know that that's 50%. I mean, this is $50 of Bitcoin. So then what I do is I just mark it buy. And now you can see that I filled. And now over here in my TRB wallet, I've just bought $25 worth of TRB. Now I can trade it back and forth and trade it back and forth. And then when I'm ready and I've made my profit, I will go 100% and I will go to market and I will sell it. And now I've just sold it and it all went back into my Bitcoin wallet. Now, this is the part that I was telling you have to be careful for. So let's just say I'm done trading for the day. I have to be comfortable leaving it in my Bitcoin wallet because if Bitcoin goes down, I'm going to be losing the money I just made trading. It will be going down in price, down in price, down in price. and I will be losing money if it sits in Bitcoin while Bitcoin goes down. But now, if Bitcoin goes up and I'm sitting in Bitcoin, this is what's very important to know what Marius teaches, the trend, what's Bitcoin doing? But you don't want to leave it in your quote currency unless you're comfortable knowing that you're okay with the price changing on it, because it's not a stable coin. So now, if I wanted to be able to sell it back, I could sell my Bitcoin back into USDT, and then I can just be comfortably sitting in a stable coin or flipping it over into any other stable coin. But this is why, as scalp traders, we teach you the easiest way to do it is to trade out of USDT. But if you have, and you're holding a bunch of other tokens that you don't want to sell out of that currency, but you want to trade with it, you want to trade other coins, that's how you do it. So you do the same thing I did for Bitcoin. You would use Ethereum, or you would use a different coin. So hopefully that explains it a little bit. I tried to break it down and make it as simple as possible.
Perfect stuff, Wendy.
Over to you, John.
Yeah, that was really great. Thank you. And I was just looking at Bitcoin now on the 4-hour and the day charts, and it looks to be retesting again. Having both the HODL fire as well as the HODLnator, be able to read these timeframes just with my very basic understanding of technical analysis. Bitcoin is coming down, and it might well close that CME gap. We're waiting to see that, and Bitcoin is going to bounce, and the market's going to turn around. It might be a good time to buy a little bit of Bitcoin and then trade those DeFi pairings, whether it be Bitcoin and TRB or Bitcoin and a number of them. And you can find them on both Binance and MEXC and a bunch of other exchanges. Go look under those BTC pairings or the Ethereum pairings as well. Thank you for that, Wendy. It is definitely a good way, especially if you're looking to increase your bag of Bitcoin. Bitcoin might hit 100,000. It might hit a lot more at some point. But if you're looking to increase your bag of Bitcoin, you can actually trade and get some more instead of just using USDT to purchase that as well. It is really great options. It doesn't matter which way the market is going, to be able to trade. So beautiful stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because some people just hold a bunch of Bitcoin. That's all they want to hold. They don't want to hold USDT. They're holding Bitcoin and they're riding it with Marius up and down, and they're just sitting in it. So it doesn't bother them, and they want to trade. They want to scalp trade with it. Then it's easy to do. It's just it's a little bit different. So you just need to have to know how to do the conversion. But just be aware that the price fluctuates. That's it.
That is very true. If you bought Bitcoin now and you traded it up and you put it back into your Bitcoin wallet, and you wake up tomorrow and Bitcoin's gone down, your actual value of your Bitcoin would have gone down too. But if for instance you're only looking to trade with $20 or $50 or $100 of Bitcoin with all of your trades, just buy $100 of Bitcoin. One doesn't need to work out how much you need to buy. Just buy $100, and then you see what that value is. And every single time you trade, you're going to see if that value of Bitcoin, that's 0.005 or whatever it might be, will go up or go down. So yeah, definitely give it a go. And speaking about scalping, thanks for that little segue, Wendy. We are busy with our July Hodlnots scalp trading and foundational course. And I think Vix is going to give us a quick rundown as to where the students are at, what they've done, what they're looking forward to ahead of the graduation. Vix?
Yeah, they're actually only, let's say, on day 6. We're just about to do day 7 today. So they've learned all the indicators, they've learned how to find coins, and they've learned how to paper trade. So they've been doing that for a couple days now, and they're doing really well. And you have to think, this is day 6 of forever, and they're already paper trading, and they already know when to get in, when to get out. So it's actually amazing. So today is actually going to be the start of the exchanges. So that's why they're paper trading. They don't necessarily know how to use an exchange yet. So we take everyone step by step. And it's really good practice before we get to the exchanges. But it just amazes me that, not even a week ago, I'm trying to think, a week ago and a little bit more, some of them didn't know anything. And now they're actually trading. So I really give kudos to all the students.
For sure.
It's been fantastic so far.
That's great to hear. Great to hear. Yeah, it's just over the years we have broken down the course to simplify it even more, and really using live trainers to actually teach and train you as you go. We don't take 6 months to teach you how to trade. I mean, this is what Vicky says they're already trading. It's their second week. It's incredible.
Very, very cool. Very
I'm
exciting.
excited.
Yeah, and for those, exactly, we're going to be live trading with them all on Friday. We're looking forward to actually doing some trading with them, and they're going to get their hands into the exchanges and trading along with us. That's going to be super awesome. So somebody buy some Bitcoin, get it up. And if any of you are feeling a bit of FOMO, do not fret. September 13th is our next Hodlnots scalp trading and foundational course, and you can enroll already. It is already live in the store on a Bitcoin Trading Forecast. Go into the back office and you can sign up there or find out even more information on that. You'll have a look and see that the link for that is already in, very quick, Vix. It is already in the chat. So have a look at that. Beat me to it. Well done. All right. So everybody else, Marius, thank you for your time. Much appreciated on that insight as to DeFi. And our very own BTAF token and the applications and use case of that as a utility token going forward. Very, very exciting times. We're still in the early pioneering days. Wendy, thank you for the insight, the pairings 101. Anybody figured out the spare tire behind me? Spare pair. All right, it's a little bit of wordplay. We do like to be a little punny every now and then. Wendy, have you managed to figure out why there are flapjacks and a unicorn behind you and in front of you?
No, I don't know flapjack unicorn. I don't understand how you can put that on top of a piece of meat. You're messing with my Texas spare ribs right there.
I'm sorry. From the state that gave us fried chicken and waffles. You don't understand,
huh? Fried chicken and waffles. No,
yeah.
No.
And you call yourself a Southerner? My goodness.
No, chicken fried steak you can eat anytime. True, but not with waffles. I don't mix my brekkie up with my meats there.
Anyway,
sorry, I just don't get it. I don't get it. So you're gonna have to explain.
Okay, well, we were going along a bit of wordplay. Vicky does like a wordplay there. So spare as in pair, spare ribs. Spare tire, all right, but the pancakes and the unicorn all to do with DeFi. Wendy, where do we buy
pancake swap? Pancake swap.
Good job. Whew, finally
got it.
And then the unicorn would be
that would be uni something. It's uni. I found the tip of my tongue. Uni swap.
Okay. So, yeah, well, listen, ladies and gents, thank you for your time. Thank you for being with us. Hopefully you all learned a little. You've seen what's the percentages that we are managing to scalp daily in minutes, and as well learn a little bit more about DeFi. Again, thank you to Wendy and Marius for being on the call. Vix, thank you as well. Badger, great to see you. And everybody else who's joined us, thank you for joining us on episode 33 of the Hodlnots Happy Hour. Hangout will be back in 2 weeks' time from now for more exciting things. Keep an eye peeled on the socials and the announcements channel. Until next time, ciao.